Hi everybody, good morning, good afternoon. Am I audible and visible, guys? Am I audible and visible? Everybody, am I audible and visible? Give me a thumbs up.
Oh, thanks.
Thumbs up. Okay. Alright, so welcome back to PSM Sure short episodes. Today you have biostats. Alright, so let me just scroll through you. We have completed EPID, we have completed vaccines, we have completed demography and contraceptives. Today is the class on biostats. Tomorrow, guys, there will not be any class. We will resume the class from 30th of May. Screening and concept of health. Screening and concept of health will be taken together on 30th of May. Alright, so this is the plan. Let's start with the first question itself without taking too much of your time. The first question on the clock. Which of the following is a continuous variable? So any queries, any doubts, please leave it towards the end. I will answer all your questions. I have tried to put this topic, put this chapter, put this short session topic wise, where we will be covering all the topics of biostats. Okay. Which of the following is a continuous variables? Very good. It is weight, right? Now you know that whenever we have to classify variables, everybody, it's of two types. It's of two types. One is quantitative and one is qualitative. Now what do I'll just quickly revise what is quantitative and what is qualitative. Quantitative variables means those that are measurable, those that are measurable. Measurable means they have a unit and they are comparable and comparable. What is qualitative? Qualitative means they are non-measurable. Qualitative means they are non-measurable. They don't have a unit, not comparable. But qualitative variables are always countable. You can count. Like let's say, let's give an example. Let's say weight. Now weight you can measure, it has a unit. I can compare my weight with somebody else's weight. Okay, so weight has a unit, you can measure it. But if I say gender, you can't measure gender, but you can count how many boys are in the class, how many girls are in the class. You're understanding? Religion, we can't measure religion, but we can count how many people belong to religion X, how many belong to religion Y. We can measure hemoglobin. What is the unit? Gram per dl. But we can't measure anemia. We can count a disease. How many people have the disease? How many people do not have the disease? Whenever you get any variable, you just have to ask yourself, is it measurable? Does it have a unit or not? Is it clear, everybody? Like suppose, what is the other classification of variables? The other classification of variables is continuous versus discrete. What is the other classification? Variables is continuous. Continuous versus discrete. Continuous versus discrete. Now what is continuous? Continuous means लगातार. Okay, continuous का मतलब होता है लगातार. There is no break in between. So continuous variables can take up many values. Can take up many values. When I say can take up many values, it means it can be expressed in decimals. And what is discrete? Discrete means it can take up fewer values. It can take up fewer values. There are no decimals. ठीक है. Now जैसे suppose I say weight. Weight is continuous. It can be expressed in decimal. Suppose I say height. Height is continuous. It can be expressed in decimal. Hemoglobin. It can be expressed in decimal. But suppose I say, do you have anemia? It can be expressed in decimals. Either you have or you don't have. It will take up fewer values, no in between values. Suppose I say religion, you belong to a certain religion, you are not lying in between. Gender. So what is the moral of this story? That all quantitative variables are continuous, and all qualitative variables, guys, all qualitative variables. What are all qualitative variables? All qualitative variables are discrete. Will you remember this, everybody? Mayank, did you understand? सबको समझ आया? Quantitative variables continuous होता है, qualitative variables discrete होता है. ठीक है? So, and another classification of course of variables is dichotomous, polyotomous, dichotomous, polyotomous, dichotomous, polyotomous. Dicho means can take up two values like RH status. It could either be RH positive, RH negative. Polyotomous like religion, like age. There are so many people with so many religions. There are so many people who have, everybody has an age, hemoglobin. So all those are polyotomous. But if I ask you, do you have a disease? Your answer is yes or no. So presence, absence of disease. Presence, absence of disease. What is this? This again is dichotomous. Okay? So let's go back to that MCQ. This is the first topic. The first topic that we discussed is classification of variables. The first topic discussed is classification of variables. Now here I asked you continuous. Blood group, of course, is non-measurable. Religion, sex, all these are qualitative variables. So if they are qualitative, they are discrete. Thumbs up everyone. First topic done. Okay? Let's go to the second topic of the day. Chronic liver disease is classified using the Child-Pugh score as follows. Class A 5 to 6, Class B 7 to 9, Class C 10 to 5. What type of data is this scoring system? What type of data is this scoring system? Now we are doing second topic with the help of an MCQ, which is scales of measurement. All the topics we will do with the help of MCQs guys. Scales of measurement. ठीक है? Scales of measurement. अब बोलो ये क्या है? Very easy. You can see there is a class A, class B, class C. So you have different scores. पानी पी लो. Bye. ठीक है. Alright, so there is class A 5 to 6, class B 7 to 9, class C 10 to 5. So these are what? These are different orders. So what is this? This is ordinal. What type of data is this scoring system? This is ordinal. Ab dekho, how do you classify? Again, it's very simple. Just try to, strengthen your concepts and you will be able to do it. Scales of measurement. जब आप इसकी बात करते हो, it's of two types. Alright, it's of two types. One is categorical scale and the other one is dimensional or metric scale. Dimensional or metric scale. Remember, dimensional or metric scale is of two types. Interval, ratio. Categorical is of two types. Nominal, ordinal. ठीक है? Nominal, ordinal. ठीक है? Now, moral of the story, you just did quantitative versus qualitative. Okay, all the quantitative variables will be measured on which scale? Dimensional or metric. Remember this. All the qualitative variables will be measured on which scale? Categorical. And now I'm sure you know how to differentiate between quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative are measurable. Just ask yourself, do they have a unit or not? ठीक है? अब quantitative are dimensional or metric. इसमें there are two types. Interval, ratio. Interval scale example is temperature scale. Alright, rest all the variables, all other quantitative variables will go in. All other quantitative variables will be put under the ratio scale. What is interval scale? What is interval scale? Guys, just keep your questions. I will answer it. Okay, otherwise I miss your question in between. Let me finish, then I will take up the questions at the end. Okay, now interval scale means no absolute zero. The value can go below zero. Like temperature. Temperature is a quantitative variable because it has a unit, degree C, and its value can go below zero in minus also. But when I talk about interval scale, a ratio scale, it has a fixed zero. Absolute zero hai. Just suppose I say hemoglobin. Can anybody's hemoglobin go below zero? No. Can anybody's height be below zero? No. Can anybody's weight be below zero? No. ठीक है? And all the qualitative variable will go under nominal and ordinal. Whenever you can arrange your values in a rank, कभी भी आप वैल्यूज को एक रैंक में डाल सकते हो. यू कैन अरेंज द वैल्यूज इन अ रैंक. यू कैन गिव देम अ order. That is ordinal. Like the question came, Child-Pugh score. Alright, stage of cancer. Do you have cancer? What is the answer to that? Yes or no? So presence, absence of disease, guys. Presence, absence of disease is which type of scale? Is nominal. Because the answer is, do you have cancer? Yes or no? You can't put it in an order. But if I ask you what is the stage of cancer? Stage of cancer is an order. You can put it in a rank. You can put it in a order. Severity of hypertension. You can put it in a rank. Hello, am I audible? Okay. So did you understand? Categorical means presence or absence of disease. Like that's a category. Okay, do you have a disease? Yes or no? But if I ask you what is your grading of hypertension, that is ordinal. Okay, whenever I say in nominal, suppose I say gender you can't grade it. Men, women, transgenders. So it's just the types. Religion, we have different types of religion. Clear? We have different types of religion. But suppose I say Likert scale, that is a satisfaction scale. Suppose I say Guttman scale, wherever you can put in an order, guys, that is a ordinal scale. So here you could place in an order, so it becomes a ordinal scale. Dichotomous is a classification of variable. Any variable can have two values. Nominal is a scale of measurement of the variable. Is it clear? So what you have to do is you have to first figure out whether it is quantitative or qualitative. How do you do it? Measurable. If you have a unit, quantitative, dimensional metric. If you don't have qualitative, then see, can you put it in an order? Rank it. It is ordinal. If you cannot, then it is nominal. Okay? Can I continue with the next topic? Let's see if you can mark this. I'll just get some water and come do this question, guys. गटमैन स्केल ऑर्डिनल स्केल होता है. ठीक है, क्या है आंसर? आउट ऑफ 11 बर्थ्स इन अ हॉस्पिटल, ठीक है, 5 babies weighed over 2.5 and 5 babies weighed less than 2.5. What does 2.5 represent? Now it is very decent question. See, 2.5 kg is somewhere in the middle. That is why it is saying 5 babies weighed over, 5 babies weighed less. So what is this 2.5, guys? This 2.5 is nothing but the median. How many of you answered it as median? It's not the mean. It is the median. You can very well say, like suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4 somewhere 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere 2.5 is here. So 5 babies are above, 5 babies are below. So what is this? Median. Median is the middle value. Never forget to arrange in ascending or descending order. Always try to arrange in ascending order. Okay? Let's try out this one. Now you have to calculate the median age. I'm sorry, I forgot the D value. आप मुझे ऐसे ही बता के calculate करके बताओ. How are you going to calculate the median age over here? How are you going to do the median age? We'll just have a quick look at mean, median as well as mode. देखो, Now, number one, whenever you are asked about median, look at the number of observations. Look at the number of observations. Now, how many observations you have over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 observations. So, n is equal to 8. Now, 8 is odd or even? 8 is even number. Whenever you have an even number, you have to arrange in ascending order, any which ways. It's already arranged. 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, what are the two middle values that you can see over here? What are the two middle values that you can see over here? They are 4 and 5. So, whenever you have even number of observations, your median will be average of two middle observations. Average of two middle observations. Your middle observations are 4 and 5. So 4 plus 5 by 2. So that is 9 by 2. So how much did your answer come? 4.5. Am I clear? But whenever you have odd number of observations, whenever n is equal to odd number, what will be your median? Your median will simply be the middle value. But always remember to arrange in ascending order. Arrange in ascending order. Clear? You will arrange in ascending order. ठीक है? चलो. Let us have a look at this question. Number of malaria cases reported during the last 10 years in a town is given as 250, 320, 190, 300, 5000, 100, 260, 350, 320, 160. Epidemiologist wants to find out the average number of malaria cases reported in that town during the last 10 years. What is the most appropriate measure of average for this data? क्या है इसका आंसर गाइस? सोच के आंसर करो. लुक एट दिस डेटा. 250, 320, 190, 300, 100, 260. There's a number 5000. Now this number, ये ऐसा लगता है, this number, it looks like it's not a part of this data set. What were all the other numbers? 3-digit numbers. I was supposed to write 500, but maybe I ended up writing 5000. So this 5000 is too high value. Whenever we have too high value or we have too low value in any data set, okay, in any data set, we have either too high value or we have too low value in any data set, it is called as an outlier. Like all of you are medical students. If an engineering student comes and sits in the class, he's an outlier. He doesn't belong to this class. So whenever you have outlier, guys, outlier present, how will you make out? You will look at too high or too values. Otherwise, you have statistical tests for it. Okay, so whenever you have outlier present, your data set is not normal. And what does it become? It becomes skewed. Now suppose I ask you calculate the mean for this. तो जब आप इसका mean calculate करोगे, you will add up all the values 250 plus 320 plus 190 plus 300 plus you will be adding 5000. हो सकता है this was 500. Now you added up 5000. So what will happen? Numerator increase. So what will happen? Mean will increase. But when you will be asked to calculate median, you will arrange in ascending order 100, 160, alright, 190, 250, and what is the highest value? 5000. So where does this go? This goes towards one end. And what is your median? It is somewhere in the middle. So does median get affected? No. So median is the best measure of central tendency over here. Is it clear, everybody? What you have to do is you just have to figure out the data. Does it have an outlier or not? Outlier होता है too high value या too low value. जब भी median होगा, what is the best measure of central tendency whenever you have a skewed observation? It's a median. Suppose your data was 20, 21, 19, 18, 15, 17. What would be the best measure of central tendency in this case? Anybody? Suppose your data set given was 20, 21, 19, 18, 15, 70. क्या लेना चाहोगे? बहुत अच्छे. You would want to take mean. Why? Because mean is sum of all observation. Mean is equal to sum of all observations. Mean is sum of all observations divided by total number of observations. It never misses out any data. सारे डेटा को ऐड करता है, कभी भी कोई डेटा मिस नहीं करता, कोई वैल्यू मिस नहीं करता. सो विच डेटा सेट इज बेटर? द वन दैट डज नॉट मिसेज आउट एनी वैल्यू. एम आई क्लियर? ठीक है, चलो, I'll give you a couple of more questions. Come to this one, guys. Bimodal distribution is represented by, what is the formula here? क्वेश्चन आ गया एग्जाम में, मीडियन इज 4, मीन इज 2, कैलकुलेट द मोड. सो व्हाट इज द बाइमोडल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन represented by? What is the answer to this? Very good, it is 3 median minus 2 mean. All right, 3 median minus 2 mean. Mode is 3 median minus 2 mean. Moving to the next one. Let's see this one. In a survey, this is a PYQ only, just wanted to revise it. In a survey of sleep apnea scores among 10 persons, the highest value of 39 was wrongly recorded as 93. Now see, highest value 39, wrongly recorded as 93. When I ask you calculate mean, you have the observation of 10 people. The highest value was 39, so you had to add 39. But what you are ending up adding, guys? 93. So what is happening because of this? Numerator increases. So mean affected. But when I ask you, okay, please tell me the median for this data. Median is when you arrange these values, the highest value was 39, it would go towards one end. Now instead of 39, you've ended up writing 93. No problem, because it is still going to go towards one end. So what is the best measure of central tendency in this case over here? Median not affected. Median not affected. Am I clear? So moral of the story, anybody asks you, statistically, what is the best measure of central tendency? Please remember, statistically, best measure of central tendency क्या है? Statistically, best measure of central tendency mean है, because it includes sum of all observations. But best measure of central tendency कोई आपसे पूछे for a skewed observation, जहाँ पे outliers है, what is it? Median. दीदी एक मिनट सुनो, भरता बना दो, भरता. ठीक है, everyone understood, guys, this topic? चले आगे बढ़े. Okay, now we are done with types of variables, scales of measurement. We are done with the measures of central tendency. Now we are on measures of dispersion. What is measures of dispersion? What is dispersion? Dispersion होता है spread of variables in a data set. Spread of variables, all right, in a data set. That is what is dispersion. What is the answer to this? There are 50. I thought I had muted it. You heard it? Alright, there are 50 individuals in population and they have the same hemoglobin level. That is 14. As there is no variability, कोई variability नहीं है. What does it mean? No variability means no spread of data. No variability means no spread of data. कोई dispersion नहीं है. What is the standard deviation? 0. See, there are 50 people, alright? There are 50 people. 50 people, all of them have 14, 14, 14, 14. Individual hemoglobin. Now I ask you calculate mean. Mean will also come out to be 14, 14, 14. Yes or no? Now what is the next step? Mu I minus mu. What will it be everywhere? 0. If you do mu I minus mu whole square also, it will be 0. But you don't have to do all that. It was written no variability. No variability means no spread of data. That means mean is also the central value 14 and everybody's value is on this only. सबके में value इसे mean पे. ठीक है? चले आगे. Give me a thumbs up. Did you all understand this question? Okay. Identify the given formula. Sorry, I have not written the formula. The summation of mu I minus mu whole square by n. Whose formula is this? This is a PYQ INI-CT, but it can, like, we will be revising all the formulas over here. It could come for you also. So what is this answer? Good guys, good guys. Very good. ठीक है. What is the answer? Standard deviation. Now suppose I give you a question where it was written like this: mu I minus mu whole square by n minus 1. Whose formula is this one? What is the second formula, guys? This is also standard deviation. But when are you going to use this formula? When the sample size is less than 30. ठीक है? When the sample size is less than 30. This is a very important question. ठीक है? Median we have already done. Measure of central tendency. What is the formula for standard error? You will get questions on this. Standard error and variance also. They are all measures of dispersion. ठीक है? I will give you all the formulas. Don't worry. We'll do it MCQ wise only. Let's try to do this question. When a relationship between heart rate and Valsalva ratio is studied, mean is useful. But dispersion of data is also useful. Which method will be more useful? Now you have to compare two data sets. So when you have to compare two data sets, which one would you like to use? Anybody? Okay, रोहित का आंसर आया है और किसका आया है? बास्केटबॉल का आया है. Most of you are writing C. What is it? Coefficient of variation. Very good. See, first of all, don't get confused. I wanted to know dispersion. So you should immediately remember what are the measures of dispersion, guys. What are the measures of dispersion? You have range, right? You have standard deviation, right? You have mean deviation, right? You have variance, right? You have coefficient of variation. Now variance and coefficient of variation are used when we have to compare two data sets. Range is for one. What is the formula for range, guys? Maximum minus minimum. Maximum minus minimum. In a class of 100 students, maximum weight is 100 kg, minimum weight is 50 kg. So what is the range? 100 minus 50. Standard deviation we have just done. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. These are measures of position. Q3 minus Q1. Coefficient of variation. What is its formula? Standard deviation upon mean into 100. And whenever you have to compare two data sets, the measure of dispersion that you can use is over here coefficient of variation. You can use coefficient of variation or you can use variance. Okay, they are all measures of dispersion. Like try this one. A little, I am giving you a little numerical type question. So if you could do it, take your time, guys. ये वाला question try करो. Please try this, everybody. Take your time, but please try this question. I want you to give me the calculation. What is variation? Variance का formula क्या use करोगे? मतलब वही पूछा जा रहा है. Coefficient of variation, right? There is village 1,000 population is total, mean age 20 years and standard deviation 2 years. And village 2 you have got this data. So now what do you have to do? Variation. That means you have to find out coefficient of variation. So in village 1 it will be what? Standard deviation upon mean into 100. Now over here what is the standard deviation? 2 for village 1. What is the mean? 20 into 100. So how much is it? 10%. You don't need a paper pen for this, don't worry. Coefficient of variation for village 2, guys. What is the standard deviation? Here also you will write standard deviation mean 2 into 100. That means what is the standard deviation? 1. What is the age? 40 into 100. So how much this is going to come out to be? How much this will come? How much is the second one coming? It will come 2.5%. Okay? So look at the options now. Variation in village 1 is 10% true. Variation in village 2 is 2.5% true. Village 1 has higher variation, true. Village 2 has higher variation. No, village 2 has lower variations. So what is the correct answer? A, B and C are correct. Now suppose मैं एक और word add करती हूँ. Can you tell me, just use a little bit of thinking power that you all have a lot of it. Which data set, suppose I ask you the question, which data set is more reliable? What will you say? Which data set is more reliable? तुम्हारा आंसर क्या होगा? कौन सा डेटा सेट ज़्यादा रिलायबल है? विलेज 1 का डेटा या विलेज 2 का डेटा? कैन एनीबडी टेल मी? विलेज 1 का डेटा या विलेज 2 का डेटा? Which data set is more reliable? I have taught you in LRRs, in RRs, everywhere. Whenever you have to comment on reliability, look for measures of dispersion. Look for dispersion values. Look for dispersion values. The moral of the story is lower measures of dispersion. Alright? Lower measures of dispersion. जितना लोअर है मेजर्स ऑफ डिस्पर्शन यानी जितना डेटा कम फैला हुआ है, lower measures of dispersion or lower is the spread of the data, that means they are closer to the central value, more is the reliability. More is the reliability. So over here this was 2.5%. So this data, village 2 ka data, alright, village 2 data is more reliable. Village 2 data is more reliable. Is it clear everybody? Village 2 data is more reliable. And how do you increase reliability? Increase reliability how? By increasing sample size. By increasing sample size. आप sample size बढ़ा दो, you will increase reliability. Am I clear? ठीक है? Variance का formula होता है everybody. What is the formula for variance? I'll just write it here. Please have a look guys. Variance is nothing. It is very simple. Variance is standard deviation square. Variance is standard deviation square. ठीक है? कभी भी question आया ना reliability पे, spread of data, how closer the values are towards the central value. So look at the measures of dispersion. Measures of dispersion have to be lower. Lower the measures of dispersion, lesser spread is the data. That means they are closer to the central value. उतना वो central value के पास है. That means more is the reliability. And one way to increase reliability is increase the sample size. Thumbs up everybody. Range done. Standard deviation formulas revision done. Coefficient of variation revision done. Variance revision done. ठीक है? एक और क्वेश्चन करो. चलो 2019. Okay, I didn't tell you one question. Do this one, then I will tell you. What is the answer to this one? Easy है 68%. ठीक है 68%. What percent of data falls within one standard deviation? So you all remember this is a normal distribution curve which is a bell shaped curve. It is bilaterally symmetrical. This is the POC, point of coincidence. 50% observation इसके above है, 50% इसके below है. ठीक है, at this POC, at this point of coincidence, mean is equal to median is equal to mode. Let's say it is 0. अगर ये 0 है, मान लेते हैं, that's a coincidence. So that is known as standard normal curve. Whenever you have mean is equal to median is equal to 0, is known as what? Standard normal curve. ठीक है. Now I'm going to drop a line here, red line here. Okay, this cuts my data set 1 SD right side, 1 minus 1 SD lower. इसमें कितने values आते हैं? 68% observation. But if I draw a line like this, black line, this cuts my data set plus 2 SD minus 2 SD. So mean plus minus 2 SD covers 95% observation. And suppose I drop another line. Suppose I drop another line like this. This is plus 3 SD this side, minus 3 SD this side. So mean plus minus 3 SD covers 99% of observation. ठीक है? Alright, I can explain precision. Just keep it as a doubt, Darshini. Let me finish. I will take up your doubt and explain your precision. ठीक है? Now suppose exam में आ गया mean plus minus 1 SD covers 68%. What percent of observations, okay, or 87% of observations will lie within, or let's say 87% of observations will lie within. So always remember, plus minus 1 SD 68 hai. I will give you one additional. Mean plus minus 1.64 SD 90 है. ठीक है. तो 68 और 90 के बीच, if they ask you any value, it will be between 1 and 1.64 SD. You can't learn all the values. If the exam may they ask you that 78% observation will lie within what? So you should know that it will be within 1 and 1.64 SD. ठीक है. So accordingly you will have to mark your answer. Clear? Alright, do this one. Just an application of the formula. वो है 68 मीन प्लस माइनस 1 SD is 68. ठीक है. 2 SD 95, 3 SD 99. 34% क्वेश्चन में आ सकता है. क्या नाम है आपका? तन्वी. ठीक है. लाइक यू नो दैट 1 प्लस माइनस 1 SD is 68. Alright, so remaining portion is left how much? So you could be asked like that. Alright, now what is the answer over here? You just have to use the formula mean plus minus 2 SD covers 95% and mean plus minus 3 SD covers 99%. So over here, if I have mean of 15 kg plus minus 2 into 1.5. So that is 95%. So 15 plus minus 3. So that is 12 to 80. Why are you writing B? B में 95% of children lie between 13.5 and 16.5? No, they lie between 12 and 18. Is it clear? You just had to calculate it. अगर 3 SD है, you will take 15 plus minus 3 into 1.5. So 15 plus minus 4.5. Okay, so that would have been 11.5 to 19.5. ठीक है. Yes, so always try to remember the question, look at the formulas and accordingly mark your answers. This was not very difficult. Okay, let's see this one guys. A nutritional research team. पढ़ो इसको और आंसर करो. Which one dear? Kiranmay, which one? 2 SD क्यों? एक बार क्वेश्चन नोट कर लोगे. लेट मी कम बैक टू द क्वेश्चन अगेन एंड आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन टू यू. ओके, वी हैड टू सी कैलकुलेट 95% एंड 99%. गाइज जस्ट 1 सेकेंड. वी हैड टू कैलकुलेट कि 95% और 99% में सही ऑप्शन यू हैड टू यूज. एंड यू नो दैट मीन प्लस माइनस 2 SD covers 95%. Mean plus minus 3 SD covers 99%. So to find out 99% of the children will lie between what age, you will have, what kg, you will have to use this formula 3 SD. To find out how many, what kg weight will 95% of the children lie, you will have to use 2 SD. Got it, Kiranmay? Everybody, Mayank? ठीक है? Okay. Now look over here. Mean का value देखो 260, median 226, mode 194. Not at all difficult. Here mean is more than median is more than mode. So what is it? When mean is more than median is more than mode, it is a positively skewed data set. All this was story. I just wanted to know that. And when if it is like this, the direction of the tail is going towards the left. So over here mean is less than median is less than mode. So what is this? This is negative skewed. ठीक है, इसमें मीन मीडियन मोड सारे अलग लाइन में इन अ नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. For a normal distribution, remember, for a normal distribution, mean equal to median equal to mode all are on the same line. So mean would be 0 and standard deviation would be 1. 50% above, 50% below. Here I just wanted to know the values. Mean more than median more than mode is positive. Mean less than median less than mode is negative. Chalo, there was one more formula which was left. Can you answer this? Standard error of deviation. प्रहलाद शॉर्ट में देखो रोस्टर में द रोस्टर दैट आई शो इन द बिगनिंग RMNCH प्लस एक ही क्लास है. आई विल टेल यू द डेट. लेट मी फिनिश इट, देन आई विल चेक द रोस्टर एंड टेल यू. ओके प्रहलाद, सो व्हाट इज द आंसर ओवर हियर? What is the formula for standard error of deviation? What is the formula for standard error of deviation? Standard error. Now I am asking standard error. Standard error is used for sample observations. It is not used for individual observations. So standard error is standard deviation upon square root of n. Here it is 8 and here mean of 400 variables. What is n? 400. Oh, I wrote 100. Hi, am I audible again, everybody? Okay, I have already shared a PDF of formulas. I will do it once again. Don't worry, Dr. Larry. Just if you panic too much, you will end up making mistakes. So I will provide you that, and we have a formula class also. So you absolutely don't have to worry. Okay, let me do the formula class. All the formulas will be given to you. Okay, so over here standard deviation upon square root of n. What is standard deviation over here? 8. 8 upon square root of 400, that means 20. Right? So how much did it come to everyone for you? 0.4. Okay? So remember this formula, standard deviation upon square root of n. Now we go to another topic, which is test of statistical significance. Parametric, non-parametric. Highly expected this time in NEETPG, also in FMG exams. Okay? So tell me the answer to this. I will revise with you an approach. We are now on the topic of tests of statistical significance. We are now on the topic of test of statistical significance. Parametric, non-parametric. Okay. Think and answer. ये क्या हो गया? B C D गलत हो गया. Sorry. A B C D. Please do it again. A B C D. What will you mark? Guys, 1 second. I want each one of you in the class to look at me. Look at me once. Everybody, please look at me. I will give you an approach. What was the approach, if you remember? What was the approach? Everybody stop commenting. पहले एक बार सुनो. Whenever you get a question of test or statistical significance, you have to look at whether it is quantitative or whether it is qualitative variable. And I know you know to figure out quantitative, qualitative. Quantitative is measurable. It has a unit. Qualitative is not measurable. It does not have any unit. Okay? So whenever it is quantitative, you will use parametric test. When it is qualitative, you will use non-parametric. First, that is the model. तो जैसे यहाँ पे I have given you a question that we have to determine quantitative serological differences. Quantitative means I have to go for parametric. ठीक है? Next question is, what are the parametric tests? So look over here. Every test which is on the parametric test is normal and quantitative. Non-parametric क्या होता है? It's for qualitative. So the parametric test के साथ the buzzword is alphabets, guys. I will give you a lot of questions to practice. Parametric is associated with alphabets, ठीक है. नॉन पैरामेट्रिक टेस्ट जो हैं दे आर ऑल एसोसिएटेड विद फैंसी नेम्स. ध्यान से सुनो पहले. Parametric is alphabets, non-parametric is fancy name. Now just remember for parametric or mnemonic, TAP, tap, T-test. First one, paired student T-test, which is used for one group before after intervention. Before and after intervention. Like suppose hemoglobin before in a group of alcoholics, before treatment, after treatment. Unpaired is also known as independent t-test. Okay, it's also known as independent t-test. This is used for two groups. And ANOVA everybody is used for more than two groups. Am I clear? सारे जो पैरामेट्रिक साइड में है दे हैव फ्रेंड्स ऑन द नॉन पैरामेट्रिक साइड. विल्कॉक्सन साइन रैंक, मैक्नीमार्क, they are used for one group. Fancy name. But over here you will not talk about quantitative, you will talk about qualitative. That means you will compare percentage and proportions. ठीक है. टू ग्रुप्स के लिए आप क्या क्या यूज कर सकते हो? विल्कॉक्सन साइन रैंक, Wilcoxon rank sum, Mann-Whitney chi-square, most commonly asked. More than two groups के लिए आप क्या use कर सकते हो? Kruskal, Friedman, chi-square. In NEETPG and FMG exams, mostly you get the interpretation of t-test and chi-squares, which we will do. Pearson rank का friend is Spearman rank. ठीक है. अब आ जाओ question में. Pehla question that I gave you, I said 3 groups. So how many groups are there? 3 groups. Now what have I asked you to measure? They were followed over a course of 5 years to compare treatment of sideroblastic anemia and most appropriate statistical analysis to determine quantitative serological differences. Quantitative means I will use parametric. So fancy name chi-square is out. Now paired t-test, when do you use? One group, before and after intervention. Independent t-test is nothing but unpaired t-test. Where do you use? 2 groups. Here how many groups are there? 3 groups. So you will use ANOVA. ANOVA का full form होता है analysis of variance. Alright, the full form in case कभी कोई पूछ ले, analysis of variance. Did you understand? ठीक है. अब देखो, let me give you a couple of more questions. Do this one guys. At a PHC, medical officer provides treatment and counseling to diabetic patients. ठीक है. Their body weights are recorded before the intervention and again after 6 months using health register. This is INICT PYQ. Which of the following statistical test is most? This just came in the latest exam. क्या है इसका आंसर? अब सबसे पहले follow the approach. What is the type of variable that you are looking towards? किस तरीके का variable है? Is it quantitative or qualitative? I asked you body weight. Now weight is quantitative or qualitative guys? Weight is quantitative. So when I have quantitative, again I will have to remove chi-square. Now I have to say 1 group, 2 group, more than 2 group. So their body weights are recorded before the intervention and again 6 months later. That means you have a single group of diabetic patients. You are looking at the weight before intervention, after intervention. So which one will you use? A paired t-test. समझ में आया? Just follow my approach. Quantitative, qualitative. Quantitative, parametric. 1 group, 2 group, more than 2 groups. 1 group before, after intervention. ठीक है? और questions देते हैं. Try out this one. First try this one. A clinical trial independent 2 groups होता है धनंजय. जैसे कि compare hemoglobin. Suppose question आया compare hemoglobin in 2 groups of, और 2 नहीं लिखा होगा, compare hemoglobin in a group of Dengue versus malaria patient. Dengue versus malaria patient. Now here what do you have? You have hemoglobin, that is quantitative, and you have two groups, dengue and malaria. So what is this? This is a unpaired t-test, or you could say independent t-test. ठीक है? Chalo, what is this? A clinical trial was done between two groups. So note the number of groups, two, to measure their blood pressure after treatment. Now I am talking about blood pressure. Blood pressure क्या होता है guys? Blood pressure is quantitative. So again this is out. Now I have clearly mentioned I have two groups. Right? Two groups to measure the blood pressure after treatment. So what will I use? Unpaired t-test. You can also call this as independent t-test. Clear? हो गया? एक और question practice के लिए. Quickly tell me this. The seasonal variations of a disease were studied in children in a group from June to July and in another group of similar characteristics from August to September. The test of significance that should be used to compare the data. Approach. Please follow the approach. What will you look at? You will look at the type of variable being asked. So what is it? You have to look at seasonal variations of disease in two groups. Now disease, is it quantitative or qualitative? Of course, do you have hypertension? It is qualitative. You can express so many people have a disease. So this is what, when you have to talk about disease, it is what? It is qualitative. It is qualitative. So you will remove paired t-test. You will remove ANOVA. Now chi-square is used for two and more groups. Okay? And Wilcoxon is used for one group. Now figure out how many groups are there. You are studying seasonal variations of a disease in children in a group from June to July and in another group of similar characteristics from August to September. How many groups, everybody? Two groups. Two groups, qualitative variable. Which one would I use? I would use a chi-square test. Now did you understand? You could clearly see that we had two groups. That's how you will be given the questions. Okay? One more question for your practice. So we just have 10 minutes on the clock. One more question for your practice. Tell me the answer to this. All can be analyzed using chi-square test. Now you know that chi-square test is meant for qualitative variables. So all that you need to figure out is which one over here is completely quantitative. That will not be analyzed using chi-square test. So what is it, guys? Chi-square non-parametric है सीरत हमेशा. Wilcoxon sign rank is for one group. Wilcoxon rank sum is for two groups. Lokendra. ठीक है, वेरी गुड. अब इसमें देखो सेक्स एंड स्टेज ऑफ कैंसर. स्टेज ऑफ कैंसर इज क्वालिटेटिव. benign or malignant type of surgery, qualitative. Stage of cancer, qualitative. Heart rate per minute and age are completely quantitative variables. So you won't be able to do a chi-square test. Clear? Okay. Let's go to another question. Now a couple of questions from sampling, guys. We have 3 more topics to do. Sampling, graphs and types of errors. A pharmacist selects medicines from 3 categories: plant-based, animal-derived, synthetic. What type of sampling method is being used? Good. Stratified. You've divided it into 3 different groups: plant-based, animal-based, synthetic. Simple random sampling के लिए you need a sampling frame. Sampling frame means you need a list of individuals, alright? And simple random sampling is always done for homogeneous population, like among medical students of a medical college I can do. But if I have to go to the community, there are students of medical, engineering, CA, so I will divide all of them into groups. Systematic के लिए what is the buzzword? nth or kth interval. Like every 3rd person selected, every 10th person selected, every 20th person selected. Cluster sampling is used for what? Evaluation of immunization coverage. ठीक है? जैसे I'll show you the image also. पहले ये question करो, then I'll show you the image. In a hospital, patients are classified into three groups based on disease severity. This is NICT PYQ, so sampling is expected again. Latest came in NICT exams. Now you can see patients have been classified into three groups. Again, I've mentioned, I've divided into mild, moderate, severe. And from them, I am selecting randomly one patient each group. Again, this is what is this, guys? Are you marking everyone? Why can't I see your answers? Open it again. Yes, so again I've divided them into three groups. So what is this, guys? Stratified random sampling. ठीक है, सैम्पलिंग याद रखना, सिस्टम ये सिंपल रैंडम होता है व्हेन यू हैव अ सिंगल फ्रेम. ठीक है, सिस्टमैटिक, इट्स डन फॉर सिमिलर होमोजीनस पॉपुलेशन. Heterogeneous where everybody is mixed, like I have to go to the community, I will select every nth person. So here like I am selecting every third, 1 2 3 1 2 3. तो एग्जाम में लिखा होगा, you will be getting an exam every 10th, every third person selected. What is that? Systematic. Stratified is the best, guys. I convert heterogeneous into homogeneous. I convert heterogeneous into homogeneous. I've made them into a strata. Then maybe I've made them religion X का एक strata, religion Y का एक strata, and then I will study the dietary practices. ठीक है, क्लस्टर में क्या होता है? इट्स वेरी इजी. क्लस्टर, बिकॉज टाउन्स एंड सिटीज हैव बीन डिवाइडेड इनटू क्लस्टर्स. हाउ विल यू आइडेंटिफाई क्लस्टर्स? सो ऑल ऑफ देम आर गोइंग टू हैव द सेम नंबर ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स. कैन यू सी? एवरी क्लस्टर हैज 3 इंडिविजुअल्स. फॉर इम्यूनाइजेशन कवरेज, जो हमने क्लस्टर सैम्पलिंग करी थी, इम्यूनाइजेशन कवरेज, आई कैन यूज इट फॉर ANC कवरेज ऑल्सो. वी विल टेक 30 clusters, and in each clusters we took 7 children. What was the age of them? 12 to 23 months. These are all MCQs. We took 30 clusters and 7 children in each cluster, 12 to 23 months. Okay? Okay. Let's do this one. Best way to plot the change of incidence of disease over time is called. What is the answer to this? Best way to plot the change of incidence of disease over time is called. What is your answer over here? Very good. This is line chart. ठीक है, इंसिडेंस ऑफ डिजीज. हिस्टोग्राम क्या बताता है? हिस्टोग्राम बताता है फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ कंटिन्यूस वेरिएबल्स, क्वांटिटेटिव वेरिएबल्स की फ्रीक्वेंसी, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ कंटिन्यूस वेरिएबल्स. ओजाइव कांस्टेंट इंक्रीज. ओजाइव बताता है क्यूमुलेटिव इंक्रीज, क्यूमुलेटिव इंक्रीज. देयर इज नो डिप. ठीक है, बट लुक एट दिस. Graph to correlate. Correlate. If you see the word correlate, what is your answer? Correlation में आंसर क्या होगा? Correlation between two quantitative data. Very good, scatter. Correlation means if a variable on the x-axis increases, what happens to the variable on the y-axis? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing, or has it no association? I have given you a separate question for that. Let me show you. पहले ये कौन सा image है, guys? Wherever you see gap, gap is a 3-letter word. ठीक है, bar is a 3-letter word. Bar is for discrete variables, frequency of discrete variables. जहाँ पे भी आपको gap दिखेगा, gap is a 3-letter word, bar is the 3-letter word. Alright, this is a simple bar diagram. This you get gaps, 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 so that is bar. But over here, this is what? Multiple bar. Very easily they can give in NEETPG exams. This is what? Gap. So it is a bar. But I've divided it into parts. So what is this, guys? Component bar. But where you see this one, continuous, joint columns, no gap, this is histogram, which represents frequencies. If you join the midpoints of histogram by means of straight line, this is what, everyone? This is a frequency curve. ठीक है? Okay, let's go to another question. What is this one, everybody? This one is a line chart. Shows trend of passage with time, but plot change of incidence. Incidence, passage, ये दोनों क्या होता है? Line chart. But suppose क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी, कोई डिप नहीं है, कांस्टेंट इंक्रीज है. रेकरेंट टीबी केसेस आ सकता है एग्जाम में, दैट इज ओजाइव. नो डिप, कांस्टेंट इंक्रीज, इसको क्या बोलते हैं? क्यूमुलेटिव frequency curve. Cumulative frequency curve. Especially they will write recurrent TB cases is example of what? Recurrent TB cases. Okay. Let's see this question, guys. Can you quickly tell me? So 5 more minutes we have, right? Not more than that. Need to be somewhere. So just give me the answer to this. Correlation coefficient value of R minus 0.8. क्या होगा? Correlation coefficient, everybody, R could be +1 to 0 to, or you will not say like that, -1 to 0 to +1, -1 to 0 to +1. ठीक है. More than equal to 0.7 is strong positive. 0.4 to 0.6 is moderate positive. ठीक है, moderate positive. Less than equal to 0.3 is weak positive. Similarly, the more we near to -1, more than equal to -0.7 is strong negative. Minus, ठीक है, -0.4 to -0.6 is moderate negative. But the more that we go towards 0, less than equal to -0.3 is weak negative. अब यहाँ तुमने क्या आंसर दिया है? Is it positive? No. Is it insignificant? No. One variable is the cause. Causality तो correlation बताता नहीं है. Is it weak negative relation? No. It's nearing -1. A strong relation. ठीक है? It's a strong relationship. Alright, what is it? It's a strong relation. You won't say weak negative because it's not weak, it's a strong relationship. Okay, suppose exam में आया R plus 1.64 has been calculated. You can never get a value more than 1. So what is this? This is wrong calculation. What is it? This is a wrong calculation. ठीक है? चलो. Let's have this question. Can you answer this? After this we have errors question. Okay, blood pressure was measured for 200 persons. The first quartile BP was 94 and the third quartile BP was 110. How many people have BP between third and fourth quartile? So please remember, ये जो quartiles होते हैं ना, like quartiles, pentiles, centiles, they are all measures of location. They are all measures of position. Measures of location means they divide your data set into equal parts. Like if I say quartile, quartile क्या करता है? Q1, Q2, Q3. Quartiles divide into 4 parts. And each part is 25%. Each part is 25%. So here data कितना था? Total लोग कितने हैं? 0 to 200. So what is each part? Either you can do 200 by 4, 50, or you can do each part is 25% of 200. So that will again come out to be 50. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे भी 50 लोग, यहाँ पे भी 50, यहाँ पे भी 50, यहाँ पे भी 50. First quartile BP कहाँ है? First quartile BP 94. Third quartile BP 110. So how many people have BP between this and this? How many have? 50 have. ठीक है? Or I can say Q1. Q1 is first quartile. It divides my data into 1 part below, 3 parts above. Q2 always divides my 1:1. Exactly half. Q3 में क्या होता है? 3 parts below and 1 part above. So whenever you are asked quartile, pentile, centiles, they are all measures of position or they are measures of location. ठीक है? All right. Chalo. Can you do the type of error question? So we have to question on type of errors. Let's quickly have a look at this. A randomized trial comparing the efficacy of 2 drugs showed a difference between the two with a p-value of so much. In reality, both drugs do not differ at all. So reality, when I say 2 drugs do not differ, that means in reality H naught is true. null hypothesis, no difference, true. But clinical trial showed a difference. How? P-value less than 0.0 trial. Clinical trial showed a difference. So what did we do? We launched our drug in the market, which is actually not good. So which type of error it is? Alpha error. Remember one thing. Type 1 error, type 2 error. Type 1 होता है तुम्हारा alpha, type 2 होता है तुम्हारा beta. You will always remember type 1 with the word true and type 2 with the word false. What is this? H naught, T for true, but R for rejected. What is type 2 error? H naught, F for false, but A for क्या हो जाएगा? Accepted. What is type 1 error? In reality your drug is not good. असली में तुम्हारा drug अच्छा नहीं है, but on the basis of clinical trial you showed your drug to be good and you launched it in the market. So it is not a true positive but a false positive trial. What is type 2 error? In reality your drug is good, but you couldn't show it, so your drug was not in the market. This is what? A false negative trial. Type 1 is more serious. Type 2 error is less serious. ठीक है? Okay. Last question of the day. Can you tell me this? A well-designed cancer study showed similar remission rates for a new treatment and the usual treatment. P-value बताना था. What does P-value mean? P-value tells us probability of type 1 error. Probability of type 1 error. What are the chances to commit a type 1 error? Type 1 error होगा. And what have we learned? P less than 0.05 means statistically significant. And what do you mean by statistically significant? Simply means new drug is good, and that is what we have shown. क्योंकि exam very clear है, you just have to know this. P is the probability of committing a type 1 error, which is less than 0.05 is statistically significant. Statistically significant मतलब नया drug अच्छा है. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे तुम्हारे को P value कितना मिला है? 0.04. Both the treatments are equally effective. Neither of the treatment is effective. The new treatment is more effective than the usual treatment. Information given is not this thing. So what is it? Is it neither of the treatment is effective? What is alternate hypothesis? The new drug is better than the existing drug. So what will we say? The new treatment is more effective than the usual treatment, and reality may be why. Clear? Power क्या होता है guys? Power. ठीक है? What is power? Okay, what is power of the test? Power is equal to 1 minus beta. ठीक है. Power is 1 minus beta. Clear? कौन सा previous question में we didn't say positive relation? Because this was minus दिया, ये minus था, minus 0.8. तो ये positive नहीं होगा ना. This is a strong negative relation. ठीक है. Everybody, so anybody has any query? Confidence interval क्या होता है? Confidence interval होता है that how confident I am that my population parameter will fall within a given this thing. ठीक है. Anyone has any doubts? Yes, someone asked 95%. 95% confidence interval होता है mean plus minus 2 standard error of mean. That means how confident I am that the population population parameter, like we use sample observations to calculate population parameter. So I am 95% confident that the population parameter will fall within the range. ठीक है. कप्पा स्टैट्स अगले क्लास में डिस्कस होगा स्क्रीनिंग में. अक्षर प्रेसिशन इज रिलायबिलिटी. जितना तुम्हारा लोअर द मेजर्स ऑफ डिस्पर्शन more precise is the data set, or I could say more reliable is the data set. ठीक है. Meaning of minus 0.8. Minus 0.8 का मतलब it is nearing minus 1 and minus 1 is perfectly negative. So minus 0.8 means strong negative. If the variable on x-axis increases, the variable on y-axis decreases. ठीक है. Poisson's distribution होता है probability of discrete events. Okay, what is Poisson's distribution? Poisson's distribution is probability of discrete event. It tells us about the probability of discrete events. All right, probability of like when will a meteorite strike the earth, on which day I will get maximum number of patients in my OPD. So that is Poisson's. Iska graph you will get on the basis of lambda, something like this. Okay, so the buzzword here is discrete events. ठीक है, चलो. So I'll try to take when we have the formulas class, we will discuss more questions, guys. Right now I think this much is enough. Attend the telegram quiz at 8 p.m. Tomorrow there is no class. 30th we will have screening and concept of health. Okay, so thank you everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Try to go day after tomorrow. Paired मतलब एक ग्रुप होता है, अनपेड मतलब होता है दो ग्रुप्स. ठीक है, बाय बाय, हैव अ गुड डे.
Bye bye.